Good evening. Welcome to our show Trending at 10 p.m. I'm Vishnu Shom, and on the program tonight, in just a few moments, our big debate is the law catching up with Karti Chidambaram, the son of P. Chidambaram, who's been arrested as Karti. He's been produced in court and sent to CBI custody for a day. Or is this an out-and-out case of political vendetta targeting not just Karti Chidambaram but also P. Chidambaram, the former finance minister of this country? But first, we begin with the top trends on NDTV.com and then take a look at what's buzzing on Twitter. What are the big Twitter trends? On NDTV.com, the Bollywood icon Sridevi was cremated with state honours in Mumbai this evening in the presence of thousands of fans and top actors who turned up to pay their last respects. This was very much the top trend, followed by this, the big story on NDTV 24/7. Karti Chidambaram, the son of the former Union Minister P. Chidambaram, has been sent to CBI custody for a day by a court in Delhi in connection with a corruption case linked to INX Media, which was owned by Indrani and Peter Mukherjee, who are jailed in a murder case. We'll be talking all about that today. Another big headline: the Congress has won the Mungauli and Kolara seats in Madhya Pradesh in crucial by-elections seen by some as a semi-final before assembly elections later this year. What were some of the big trends on Twitter? Let's take a look. Sridevi's funeral. Millions of people across India grieved. The Bollywood superstar had fallen unconscious and died of accidental drowning in Dubai. She has now been cremated. India's GDP growth rises to 7.2% in December. The consistent economic growth indicates that perhaps our economy has moved on from the twin policy shocks of demonetization and the GST rollout. Also, another big story that we are tracking today, a huge buzz on Twitter on the release tomorrow of the trailer of Rajnikant's gangster drama Kala. It's just the trailer. The film release is on the 27th of April. But the big story, as you can see over here, is on Karti Chidambaram. That is very much our big focus. Arrested in corruption case, sent to CBI custody for a day. Well, let's just tell you what this story is all about. It is our big story. Karti Chidambaram, the lawyer and son of the former finance minister P. Chidambaram, is in the custody of the CBI after being accused of being paid off both in India and abroad by INX Media, which was run by Peter and Indrani Mukherjee, who are both in jail for the murder of Sheena Bora, Indrani's daughter. The allegations are substantial, and we've been able to access documents which clearly show that INX Media had a record of many of the transactions where firms allegedly linked to Karti Chidambaram were transferred money. Most significantly, one of the documents, in fact the one I have here with me, could be the smoking gun. That apparently there was a meeting between P. Chidambaram and the Mukherjees that a demand for illegal gratification was raised. Now, Mr. Chidambaram allegedly told the Mukherjees to pay off his son Karti if they wanted help to facilitate their business. So very serious allegations. Joining us now, Vivek Tanka, the former Additional Solicitor General of India and member of the Congress Party. Thanks so very much for being with us. Rajiv Pandey, the senior advocate, also with us. And in a while, we'll be joined by N. Ram, the senior journalist. Mr. Tanka, let me come to you first. Not that 10 lakhs is a small amount, but the allegations now are that a lot more was transferred to Karti Chidambaram, apparently at the behest of Mr. P. Chidambaram. And it's this letter which we have, I beg your pardon, these case details which we have, which has been shared now in the media, and it says Mr. Chidambaram in his office in North Block told them, the Mukherjees, to help the business of their son Karti. Then they apparently met Karti Chidambaram, who made an illegal gratification of $1 million and suggested the names of two of these companies, Chess Management and Advantage Strategic. So these allegations appear to be very, very serious. How do you react to these?
I'm really surprised that the media and CBI for sure has taken the statements of two people who are lodged in jail with murder charges, facing trial, and in such dubious circumstances the statements are being recorded and being used as clinching evidence against Chidambaram. I mean, frankly speaking, it's not even worth looking at it. I mean, these are people who are discredited and have serious charges against them. They can be influenced by the police to make any sort of statement. We find this happening all the time in this country. Now, based upon their testimony, are you trying to say this arrest has been made?
No, but
I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Tanka,
it does not happen in this country.
Mr. Tanka, not just that.
No,
It's
no,
actually these documents which show the transfer. They show the transfer of money.
So
for
first
example,
of all,
$500,000 has gone to this company called Gaben Trading apparently. Then there's another one. And it says, you know, it says an authorized signatory from this INX Media, 60 lakh rupees as professional consultancy charges to North Star Software, whatever it may be. And then there's another one as well. So they have a paper trail. I mean, that's the allegation.
You tell me, before the Supreme Court, when these matters were being argued, wasn't Mr. Karti Chidambaram's lawyer making a plea all the time to the court? Show us the evidence, we'll give a reply. Show us the evidence, we'll give a reply. You don't show anything to the court. There's nothing placed before the court.
Could be, sir, that the evidence has emerged now. The evidence has emerged now. I think that's the argument. Are you trying to say
that there was no evidence when the matter was being argued before Supreme Court?
Sir, apparently not this evidence.
And you were still trying
and I would stand to be corrected, sir, but apparently not this alleged money trail. Apparently at that stage it wasn't shown or maybe not available. I mean, that's speculation. But it's out now.
What is this money trail? Whether to whom it has gone? No, more than that, tell me, can you have a case under Prevention of Corruption Act against public servants when the public servants are not known? I mean, there was an FIVB board. They had a chairman who later on became governor of Reserve Bank of India. There were 5-6 secretaries. They are the ones who approved it. Now, if they have approved it, were they influenced by Karti or by his father?
Apparently Karti met them in a hotel in Delhi and made these demands himself. He was directed, the Mukherjees were directed to meet him by Mr. P. Chidambaram. I mean, these are all allegations, but it's there in these documents.
So that's what I'm saying. The allegations is by people who are in jail, who are fighting, who are
but I'm not sure, sir. I'm not sure that would necessarily be something that discounts. I mean, who are we to judge whether they were dishonest and in one case and honest in another case? I mean, if they've said something, some people say that it needs to be counted.
And then that can be said about anybody. You take a man in jail, record his statement and say that you are an accused.
Okay.
No, what I'm trying to say is, this case needed better investigation. You didn't need to arrest him. I mean, he was not running away. What you've done is, while your investigation, even if it is just commenced and you have something to connect somebody, but that still is highly incomplete. Your public servants have not been identified, and you are straight away wanting, I mean, this whole thing looks like a vendetta. It is being done only to divert attention.
Let me go across.
BJP has not been able to.
Well, let's see, sir. Let me just go across to Rajiv Pandey, the senior advocate.
The BJP has not been able to do anything in the Punjab National Bank scam. Everybody's left the country. They're not able to bring back.
I know that's the Central Congress argument today, that it's diversion, it's a tactic, it's a political tactic. But sir, on the basis, Mr. Rajiv Pandey, of what we've seen today, this point 2.2 that we've all been talking about in the media, that Mr. Chidambaram in his office in North Block met the Mukherjees, who allegedly told them to help the business of his son Karti and to make foreign remittances for this purpose. How are they going to prove that Mr. Chidambaram actually said this? It's not as if there were bugs in his room, conversations were being recorded, there were not minutes of this meeting. How is this going to be proved? This is a huge allegation.
You see, Vishnu, the issue is that if any statement is given 164 by another co-accused, that has to be judged with the circumstantial evidence. If whatever Indrani Mukherjee and Peter has said under 164, and if there is a circumstantial evidence that they have met Chidambaram in his office, that is one, and if CBI is able to prove that there is a money trail between Karti Chidambaram and these kind of company or his front companies, then certainly it will bear in the mind of the Honorable Court. The biggest part is that whatever Tankha Sahab is arguing, he is a very senior seasoned lawyer, that everything is argued by a Congress very stalwart lawyer called Abhishek Manu Singhvi ji, and court found fit today that no, it requires investigation, and he has been sent into police custody.
Sir,
if suppose tomorrow,
sir, I mean, you are a senior advocate, sir. I am no advocate at all, but I am sure we both can understand that 24 hours in custody doesn't amount to very much. You'd sought 15 days. The CBI had sought 15 days.
Yes, but you see, in 24 hours, Vishnu, in 24 hours, some evidence will emerge, and then further custody can be given.
And that evidence will,
what he was trying
and that
to
evidence will find its way to the media. And that evidence
There
will
is no
mysteriously
case.
find its way to the media.
No. What I'm trying to say, that he was showing when he was going to the court that there is no case against me. Now the court has found that there is a need for investigation. So whatever CBI has said to the Honorable Court has found merit
So,
into
Mr.
that.
Pandey, I should
court has
also
said
point
no, you
out, and I
investigate
should
in
point out
EPC.
to our viewers as well, that Nalini Chidambaram, Karti's mother, has moved the Madras High Court against the FIR. She has pointed out that it was Mr. Chidambaram who had launched a serious fraud probe and had indicted the INX group, and therefore,
Vishnu, can I make just one point?
And so there was action which he'd taken, Mr. Pandey. That's the point that was being made.
Can I
That's
make
being argued.
No,
Yes.
listen to me.
Yes.
You see, why this kind of a legal technique is being used? Because if this case moves progress on the basis of evidence, then not only Karti Chidambaram, the finger will go up to the P. Chidambaram, because he had no power to influence.
The allegation is that that's what the BJP wants, that it's political vendetta.
Who has done all this crime?
No, but Mr. Pandey, the counter argument is very strong, sir. Sir, the counter argument, at least at the moment, appears very strong. You want to score political points against P. Chidambaram, a man who apparently launched an investigation of serious frauds probe against the INX group, and yet you say that there was some sort of collusion between this group, Mr. Chidambaram and his son.
He is a very big lawyer. He is a very good brain. So just to cut short this, he would have started this probe. You don't know. He is a lawyer. He knows the things that tomorrow it can come up. So for this alibi, he would have started a probe against
I want to
this
go across
company.
to N. Ram, the senior editor who joins us. Mr. Ram, good evening. Do you see this as being, a political, tit-for-tat game that, the Congress has raised questions on Choksi and Modi and Nirav Modi and others and money leaving, the Rafale scam, and now it's the BJP which is hitting back. Is this setting the tune for the next elections in the run-up to it?
Absolutely, Vishnu. Trying to assess the situation now, the evolving situation on the basis of whatever we know. There's a bad smell about the whole action of arrest, of leaking this stuff to the media. Now, look at what they have leaked, which was not produced in court, as was mentioned earlier. None of this was mentioned in court, in the remand application today, because I followed that. What did they say? Now, I've known P. Chidambaram for over 65 years, because we were classmates from what used to be called baby class, right up to pre-university class in college. Now, whatever his enemies or opponents say, nobody can accuse Chidambaram of not being intelligent. Do you think Chidambaram would have told the likes of Peter Mukherjee and Indrani Mukherjee, to quote from that thing, which was produced on your channel? I mean, it was given, it's good that you found what they had, that help my son in business and arrange foreign remittances and then go and meet him. Does it make any sense in the background, given the background of the serious Financial Investigation Office investigation that he had ordered into alleged fraud? The complaints were made by Veer Sanghvi and others to the then Information and Broadcast Minister, Priyaranjan Das Munshi, and then referred to the Finance Minister. Does it make any sense to the credibility of this statement? And secondly,
yes,
Karti Chidambaram is not a public servant. And they have not, as far as we know, they have not examined any then member of the FIPP.
Yes, no, they haven't. So the point, Mr. Ram, that you're trying to make is that it's not enough for Mr. Chidambaram to say, I have gone and cleared the file. There is a process and there are bureaucrats, and I believe 5 or 6 of them who actually do that. So, I mean, therefore the allegation would be that they're all corrupt. That's what you're suggesting. Why go after Mr. Chidambaram?
No, please, let us get this clear. The CBI has not even examined any of them at this stage of the investigation. And now Karti got, permission from the Madras High Court to go, and he gave a letter of undertaking, and he's complied with that. The last time he was summoned, he appeared on the 28th of August, 2017. No fresh summons have been issued. These are all facts. These are all not contested. What is the basis for this arrest other than a gimmick to make a show and it certainly played
No,
into the
they don't
hands of the
believe that it's a
Congress
show.
party.
They don't believe it's a show. They believe it's a very serious issue. But I want to go back to and you know, I mean, these documents showing this payoff appear to make it very serious. But Mr. Tankha, my question to you is this: you know, these payoffs to allegedly to a company called North Star Software Solutions for Advantage Strategic Consulting Private Limited. You know, these invoices. Does the Congress party argue that Karti Chidambaram is not associated with them?
Congress party doesn't have to argue anything. It's the law which is going to argue. And in law, if you have material, you should have placed it before the court. You didn't place it before Supreme Court.
So they'll do it now, sir.
Placed it before the trial court while seeking
But Mr.
remand.
Tankha, I'm sure there'll be other arguments as well.
No.
They haven't placed it before, they're placing it now. Because this one page says Advantage Strategic was named by Karti Chidambaram.
I don't know.
As a place where this money should be parked.
If they had this material, if they have this material, they should have confronted Karti with this material. He would have answered.
But they'll do it now.
No, you don't confront him with this material. Maybe, I'm sure he would give them an answer. He would have an answer, because their case is nobody from their family is involved in any of this activity. Now, if they are so emphatic and they gave an affidavit to that effect before Supreme Court, why wasn't it challenged? I mean, our problem is that leaks are being generated through television channels, that there is a statement, there is a document, there is a bank transaction now, and we are supposed to answer it. Well, you should have sought the answer from the right person. He would have given you an answer.
So, Mr. Pandey, would you like to take that?
I mean, the way.
Yeah. Mr. Pandey, would you like to take that question, because it is pertinent? These things, these documents were leaked. I'll give you time, sir, but these documents were leaked after Mr. Karti Chidambaram was produced in court. Why weren't they produced, or why weren't they argued in this court, let alone in the courts prior to this when it was being heard? Why is it coming now? This seems to be coming now to badmouth Karti Chidambaram and his father. I mean, some would make that allegation.
You see, whatever has been argued today, on that basis, one-day custody is given. Why it is not done, that is the job of the prosecution agency, and that lawyer would have taken a call. But the issue is, I am really saddened that you have invited Enram Sahab as an editor, but he has talked like friend of Chidambaram. He should talk about that this Kartik Chidambaram is not embroiled only in one case. ED has registered a case against him. He has taken permission from the High Court. He was knowing that this is falling. Why he has not approached to the court for anticipatory bail?
No, his all defense would have been
Nalini
Chidambaram has moved the court, the Madras High Court.
No, this Nalini Chidambaram, this is diversionary technique.
Against the
FIR. It is not going, you know, it will not help at all. I am a lawyer, I know this, it is not going to help at all.
But let's see, but she has done it. You are saying, why didn't they appear
this thing
for anticipatory bail?
Why she has not done
they did not
now
expect.
She has done.
So perhaps, Mr. Pandey, they did not expect that he would be arrested because he was not an absconder. He's come back.
Why not? Why not? Because he had taken protection for going out. He knows that the various agencies is searching him.
So they have argued consistently that they have been helping.
He should have
the
gone
court,
to, you see,
the investigators.
Vishnuji, can I just make one line?
Yeah.
One line.
Sure.
He has able lawyers like Abhishek Manu Singhvi, and a great P. Chidambaram Sahab is himself a very great lawyer. He is knowing fully well that if there is a fear, even 1% of arrest, normal person approaches for anticipatory bail. He knows fully well that the moment he approaches the court, and if his anticipatory bail is rejected, then he will have to go to jail. So this was and they were having this only vendetta. They ought to have gone to the court and tested his evidence.
Mr. Ram,
I should not be arrested.
Mr. Ram, very quickly, why did they not do that? Rajiv Pandey's point that why didn't he apply for anticipatory bail, that it was just a matter of time before this was coming.
Yes.
No, why should he apply for anticipatory bail? He came back there. He's denying any association with the alleged recipients of the amounts. Suddenly this has come up. It has not been disclosed in court. It has not been argued in court in the remand hearing. And suddenly, and to say that I'm a friend, that's well known. And, you are in the BJP. Should I ask you, are you in the RSS and so on? No, that's not civil here. It's not relevant. Argue the issues, not about, don't question somebody's credentials and so on.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm ending this debate here.
Only one line I will add. One line I will add. Even a common man,
Mr. Pandey,
if he is facing
we'll have lots
no
of time.
FIR is going to the court. No FIR is going to the court.
Let us just see what these documents have to say. My colleague Sunetra Chaudhary has been tracking these very closely. Let's play out what these have to show and let's see where this goes. I'd like to thank you gentlemen all very much for being with us. Let's play out this report from Sunetra Chaudhary.
Well, what's interesting is that till now we had no evidence at all. They just told us that they had evidence of payments, but that evidence was only for 10 lakh rupees. We didn't have access to it. In court, the CBI said it's too sensitive, we can't talk about it openly. Let me just take you through what we've accessed till now, which they said led to his arrest because they needed to confront him with all these details. First of all, Indrani's statement. Indrani and Peter Mukherjee, Indrani earlier in the year, after December, was in Enforcement Directorate's custody. And what happened there was that she recorded a 164 statement, which is in front of a magistrate, which makes it admissible in court. Now, we can't verify what she says, but basically the 164 statement said that very importantly, till now all we knew was that Mr. P. Chidambaram was finance minister and his son influenced him to change the decision in payment for that money. Now it turns out, according to Indrani Mukherjee's statement, that Peter Mukherjee and Indrani Mukherjee met him in North Block, after which he apparently suggested to them that they should go and meet his son and also help his businesses. This is what the 164 statement says. That's what the highlighted portion also says. They then went and met Karti Chidambaram, and also the 164 statement said he also said help his business by giving foreign remittances. Karti Chidambaram then is said by Indrani Mukherjee in her 164 statement said that she made payments up to $700,000 US. Now, this could be just a statement. What they have also produced as evidence are the receipts of these payments and the invoices, which we'll have up on your screen as well. It shows a signature by Indrani Mukherjee as the form of payment, and they made to two companies which the CBI and ED say are Karti Chidambaram linked companies, although he denies it. One is Advantage, which has been the one in the case from the beginning. The other one is, of course, to North Star. So here you have 60 lakhs payment. Here you have the bank account details, which is made to a agent bank of New York, also by Indrani Mukherjee, and you also have the dates. So for the first time, you have a money trail. And then you also have the $500,000 payment made by INX Media to Advantage and to North Star as well. These are the payment receipts. Now it's up to the courts to decide, but basically this is the evidence which they say they got via the chartered accountant that they arrested 2 weeks ago, and this is what they're going to present in court.